Good morning and welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media for HAR, and I am joined this morning by a very familiar face to anyone who's maybe taken a class with HAR or in the state of Texas, I should say, and that is Zelda Cain, HAR instructor and real estate broker. Welcome to the program, Zelda.
Good morning, Christina. How are you this morning?
I'm doing wonderful, and I'm so happy that you could be here
Good.
today as we continue Fair Housing Month and we're focusing on fair housing and affordable housing. Who better could come on the program and tell us about the many programs available to realtors and consumers to help people achieve that wonderful asset of home ownership? Before we get into some of the programs and things we want to discuss today, though, if you could just tell us a little bit about your background, who you are, and what you do.
Oh, sure. So, as everyone know, my name is Zelda Cain. I am a wife, a mother of three. I have two sons-in-laws, a grandmother of four, daughter, cousin, sister, to many. But in addition to that, I'm a broker owner of A to Z Real Estate Consultants, and I'm also a manager, trainer, and recruiter and broker associate for DOS Pros. And I teach CE and designation classes for HAR, for Texas Realtors, a lot of local associations throughout the U.S., and I also teach some designation classes for NAR. So, um,
Wonderful.
yeah, that's kind of who I am, what I do.
Yes, you stay very busy, Zelda. So, like you mentioned, you teach various classes for HAR, TR, NAR. What made you want to become an instructor?
I started working with when I was doing real estate. Well, I still do real estate full time, right? So, but out there, I have a lot of realtors on the other side of the table that really don't know sometimes what they're doing and don't have all the information or the details to help their clients. And I see where their clients are lacking because of their knowledge of things that they're not sharing and doing for them. And so I thought, what better way to share with them and not put my client, not and still represent my clients the way that I should,
Hmm.
than to go into the classroom. So if I go into the classroom, I can teach realtors what I know, and share with them information and not jeopardize my relationship with my clients or put them in a position where I'm not representing them fully. I'm representing the other side of the table per se, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I decided that I would teach, share my information, share my knowledge, and share my experiences with other realtors by coming into the classroom.
That's excellent. And I've had the opportunity to sit in on a few of your certifications that we'll talk about a little later. And I'll just say it for everyone in the that's watching. You're an amazing instructor, so we truly appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's kind of dive into what we want to discuss today, and that is affordable housing, the many programs available.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of misconceptions about affordable housing. So what do you think is maybe the most common misconception that both realtors and consumers may have about affordable housing?
It's their thought process, is the most common misperception. So realtors and consumers fail to realize that affordable housing is basically a household that you can afford to pay,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what affordable housing is, and still have some money left over for your necessities like shopping or going on vacation, even just food and healthcare. And then HUD's definition of affordable housing is when housing is within 30% of a person's income. So it doesn't matter what scale you are in as far as your income is concerned. If you're in a house that's more than 30% of your income, you're in affordable housing. But if it's over 30% of your income, then you're still not in affordable housing. So whether you're staying in a luxury home or whether you're staying in a home that was considered a starter home by many people, affordable housing is within 30% of your income, your gross income, not your net, your gross income.
Okay. And with the rising home prices, I imagine those numbers are just getting more and more skewed every day.
The numbers are getting more and more skewed every day. And, people who are in the lower income brackets are having trouble finding homes or getting
Mm-hmm.
into homes because people that have a bit more income and more discretionary funds to spend are able to offer more than what they're asking for them, and so the prices are skyrocketing.
Mm-hmm.
Not to just mention that the interest rates are changing now, also they're rising again, and so that's putting people that are in the lower income brackets at a disadvantage for purchasing a home.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week, I'm sure you're aware, Zelda, we released our monthly market update, and the average home price is over $400,000 for the
Yeah,
first time ever.
yes.
Some of these programs we're going to be talking about today. Do you happen to know? And I know the city of Houston, we had them on last week, and they mentioned that they're considering increasing the funds that are available through the programs. Are some of these programs considering that you're aware of?
Yeah. So, and there's a lot of money out there,
Mm-hmm.
but we've got to educate realtors so that realtors can educate their clients, the both sellers and the buyers. Because if a realtor sees that a person is receiving down payment assistance, then more than likely they're not going to encourage their client, the seller, to
Mm-hmm.
accept that offer because they don't understand the program and they don't understand the funds. And so we've got to educate them that the money is out there. And so don't allow the investors to come in and purchase all the homes
Mm-hmm.
so that, our homeowners, people that desire to own a home of their own can also own one. You know,
Yeah.
and we understand you're taking, your sellers want to close as fast as they possibly can. And that, the investors are coming in with cash and sometimes can close in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But,
Mm-hmm.
talk to your sellers also about the value of home ownership as well. Let's keep encouraging home ownership as well.
Absolutely. So, like you mentioned, the education that we're discussing today, it's for those
Mhm.
buyers agents that are helping those buyers get into
Yes.
those homes, but also any listing agent needs to
Yes.
yeah, take advantage of this as well. So, we recently added the down payment resource in Matrix, and as we can see when we run searches in there, there are dozens of programs in our area that help local consumers with down payment assistance. Are there any programs here locally that you're aware of, or in the state of Texas that you're aware of that you really recommend?
Yes, so there are several, and we talk about them in the classes that we teach with HAR, right? So we've got the SETH program, Southeast Texas Housing. We've got TDHCA program. We've got TSHAC's program. We've got the MCC program, which is phenomenal for people that know about it. We've got the City of Houston has several different programs, and you don't have to be um, in poverty to use these programs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So City of Houston has several programs. Harris County have programs. You've got to get in the know. You've got to do your research. You've got to understand, take the classes that HAR offers that talks about these programs. We even bring the experts from the different entities in to share information about the programs. Get in touch with lenders that are aware that they exist and that don't mind helping you help your clients with the programs as well. So that I just named a few of them, Christina, and
Mm-hmm.
it takes going into each one of them, talking about the information that
Mm-hmm.
your clients who qualify for the programs can how they can benefit and how you can
Mm-hmm.
help them. A lot of realtors on the call today can even benefit from these programs for home ownership if they don't own a home of their own right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they can use the programs themselves to purchase a home.
Absolutely. And again, there's so many of them in there. I was running a search in there last week, and I pulled up a property, and there was over 30 different
Yes.
programs that property could qualify for. So it's really amazing how many are out
Yes,
there.
it is. And that down payment resource matrix that we have in Matrix, that is an excellent, excellent tool for all the realtors that are out there. There are some classes that are coming up, right? That's going to teach them how
Hmm.
to use it and how to go in and do a search. We've got one April 21st. The first part one, part two is the 28th, and part three is on May 5th. Learn the information, learn how to work this particular tool. I was excited when I saw that HAR put this as a resource for the realtors to be able to utilize.
Hmm.
And the other thing, that cool thing about it is that even on the listing itself, there's a little icon that shows up that they can click on and find out if that particular house actually qualifies for any programs. So it's a great help for buyers. It's also a great selling point for sellers, for listing agents with their sellers, because they can say, hey, our pool of buyers has just opened up because of this particular resource that HAR has provided.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Zelda. We have a couple this first one's a comment, and I'm just wanted to see if you're aware of this, Zelda. It's been said that down payment assistance is not available right now, at least from TSAHC. Are you familiar
So
with?
that is not true.
Okay.
There are a lot of misconceptions out there, and people will tell you that don't want to work the program, that are not familiar with what's going on, that there's no money available. There's tons of
Mm-hmm.
money available in all of the programs. TSHAC was just here in our class on last month talking about the money that they had available and the programs that they have available. So TSHAC has money, and call me and I'll share with you how to find out about it. Maybe the lender who told you that, maybe a lender told you that, and
Mm.
maybe it's because they don't work the program. Every lender does not work every program, so you've got to find the right lenders based on your client's needs.
Okay, very good. Iris had a question about reverse mortgage. How good is that?
So reverse mortgage is good for the person who understands it. So make sure your client understands what they're doing and what they're getting into. I am a big proponent of the reverse purchase because that helps a client get into a home. Whereas the reverse mortgage, they're staying in that house and they're taking money out of it. But make sure that you and your client both have done the research and really understand how that program that they're taking on, how it
Mm-hmm.
truly works for them. Okay.
Okay.
It
Excellent.
may be best for them to sell that house and use it as a reverse purchase as opposed to getting a reverse mortgage on it. So make sure they look at all the avenues and all the sides to it.
Okay. Excellent. Peggy said, how do you find a local realtor that knows about these programs? She says she's in South Texas, past Houston.
So go to the website. You can go to TR's website and you can look for the realtors that have taken or that has the Texas Affordable Housing Specialist (TAHS) designation. All of
Hmm.
those realtors should know about these programs and be able to work them.
Very
So
good.
that's the best way to find them.
Yes. So you can search on Texas Realtors website and you can search on har.com for those. Wonderful.
Yes.
Demetria has a question here. By and large, how much longer does it take a loan to actually close when an affordable housing loan program is involved?
Another misconception. It
Yeah.
should not take any longer than your regular mortgage takes because all of these programs have streamlined their processes and they work right along with the lender. When the lender knows that the buyer qualifies, they're going to submit that application to the down payment assistance program at the same time that they're submitting everything to their underwriter, and so they should all be closing at the same time. And so 30 days, 45 days max on any program, just as it is with your loan.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for
that's
clearing
an
up that
added cost.
misconception.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last week, a member mentioned that credit repair is a need for local consumers. Are there any programs that realtors can guide their clients to that might be in need of credit repair?
So yeah, credit repair is a need for lots of people, and it may even be even more so because of the pandemic and people losing their
Mm-hmm.
jobs and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
There are programs that are free and low cost through our local housing counselors. I would recommend, and I always recommend there, start first. I start there because the consumer is going to have to do some work themselves as well. They're going to have to step in and work with the housing counselor and follow that guide that they put in place for them to help clear up their credit and clear up some issues that they have. But be very, very careful of these companies that can clean you up overnight, right? If they can clean you up overnight, it's going to come back overnight as well. Their credit didn't get messed up overnight,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not going to be able to clean it up overnight. They've got to take the time to understand credit and understand how to manage their funds, and then work through repairing what's been damaged. But you've got your housing counselors, you've got Avenue CDC, you've got the NID Dykeman, NID Cooksey, you've got the Tejano Center, you've got the Chinese Center. So there, and then you can go to the HUD website. And if you go to the HUD website, you can go in and look for housing counselors in your local area. Generally, you can put in a zip code or a city and state name, and it'll show you all the housing counselors that are available in that area. Call them up and or counselors that deal with finances even. So call them up and talk to them, not just for credit. Some people may be losing their homes in foreclosure coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk to these housing counselors, build relationships with them so that you can start sending your clients there and they can help them maybe work out some things with the lender that they're working with, that they have their mortgage with.
Wonderful. Just following up here on Demetria's question about the length of time that it takes to close, Debbie Trahan said, I've done them and they can be as little as 20 days with the right lender. Lorraine Clark said, I just closed one in 30 days. So, yeah, backing what
Yes.
you're saying. Hmm.
Yes.
All right, excellent. So, in your years of experience, is there a particular client that stands out that maybe you were able to help achieve home ownership with the assistance of some of these programs?
Oh, I can think of so many of them. So many. So, in particular, so what I used to do is stack programs, and a lot of people don't realize and understand that they can stack programs. So I can think of a client who didn't really believe that she could qualify for the programs, and I kept explaining to her how she qualified and why, and was able to get her into a home through the City of Houston program. We got $30,000 from the city. There at that time there was money with Neighborhood Lift. We got another $15,000 through Neighborhood Lift program. In addition to that, her lender that we were working with had $10,000 because of where she was purchasing the home and because of her income bracket. So we used City of Houston 30,000, neighborhood lift 15,000 plus the lender's 10,000. So that's what 30, 40, $55,000. I got that buyer, right? But in
Mm,
addition to that, we also got the MCC program for her because she was working, and so she got a mortgage credit certificate. The MCC is a tax credit every year on your taxes up to $2,000 per year. So if you add or multiply that $2,000, and if she keeps that mortgage for 30 years, that's another $60,000 that I was able to
wow.
get her to help her, and because she's purchasing a home. And so you got that 60,000 plus that 55,000 that she went into the house with, that basically covered her mortgage. I mean,
Hmm.
she couldn't use those monies to pay off that house, right? But she got $2,000 every year just because she owned her home, back in taxes or as a tax credit, right? In
That's
addition to the
amazing. Yeah.
$55,000. Yeah. And you can stack programs like this. And, you just got to know the programs and what's stackable to
Mm,
be able to help your clients.
yeah. Amazing. Amazing. I love that
Yeah.
story, Zelda. Thank you. Tabitha just commented MCC is amazing. I got that when I bought my house in 2009. So
Yes.
wonderful. So we've mentioned this a little bit already, but Zelda, you do teach some certifications that are geared towards diversity and inclusion and as well as affordable housing. So can you tell us about those programs?
Sure. So we've got the Texas Affordable Housing Specialist designation class, right? In that particular class, we talk about all of these programs and we go into detail. And that's when we bring in someone from TSHAC to come in and actually talk to you for a whole hour, answer your questions and share about the program, teach you
Mm,
about it. We bring in someone from TDHCA who comes in and actually talks about what the state has to offer and the programs. TSHAC and TDHCA both have an MCC credit in addition to their down payment piece. We talk about the Seth programs, and Seth now has even a rehab program with down payment assistance. And so we go over that so you can find a house that needs to be remodeled, get your loan through the Seth program, and use their down payment assistance and their MCC for your client to help purchase that house. And now they can remodel it and make it their own, right, through their
mm,
programs. In addition to that, I also go over and talk in depth about the city programs and the county programs. I talk in depth about some of the other programs that we don't have time, the VA programs, the VA loans and what have you. We talk about the FHA loan. A lot of realtors have a misconception that FHA is a bad product. FHA was put in place to help people purchase a home that didn't have 20% to put down on a house. They feel like FHA comes in and scrutinizes a home too much, but
mm,
FHA doesn't do that anymore. There was a time, yes, but you've got to understand that things have changed, and now they want to make sure that the home is livable and that it's safe for the buyer that's coming into it. But they're not going to just deny the sale of that property, and your seller is not going to come out of a lot of money trying to bring it up to par. So
mm.
work with the realtors who understand the programs and help them help their buyers get into homes. Okay. Another
Yeah.
one is at home and diversity.
Mhm.
Sorry. The at home and diversity class, I think, should be a class that should be a requirement for every realtor to take in order to maintain their license. It will teach you a lot about yourself, and it will show you a lot of things where people are being bias towards helping people, because working with affordable homes, realtors are biased in not wanting to work with those products,
Mhm.
right? And also teaches you about some of the prejudices that other realtors have in the system, but also that you may have yourself that you don't even realize that exists. And so I encourage you to take At Home with Diversity and the Texas Affordable Housing Specialist if you haven't.
Wonderful. And again, with it being Fair Housing Month this month, it's important to have a lot of this in mind because there could be a fair housing violation there with how we are treating these clients.
Yeah.
Zelda, I just have a quick question because it just came to me because I see this a lot on social media in our Platinum subscribers Facebook group. I'll sometimes see what do I do? Somebody has a Section 8 certificate. What do I do? How do I learn more? And it just seems like in these posts, they want to help, but they don't know how. So what are your thoughts there? What are your suggestions there?
So get a lot of times the client knows how to work the program, right?
Mm-hmm.
They understand it. We've got to start educating the owners of the rental properties about Section 8 and let them know that people that are on Section 8 are people that generally have jobs but don't make enough money to pay their rent. And so there's a
Mm-hmm.
subsidy there to help them with that. Go to the website, go to the Harris County website and learn
Mm-hmm.
more information there. Come to some of our classes as well, because not only with Section 8 do they the vouchers do they rent a home. Section 8 will also help them purchase a home. And based on their income levels, Section 8 will help pay that mortgage for 15, 20 years. And if they're disabled, Section 8 will pay the mortgage for 30 years, will pay it all for them. And so don't just focus on the rental side of it. Talk to your client. They may actually qualify for a purchase part, but they need to get with their counselor. Section 8 may have classes. I haven't gone to one in a while now, but find out, contact the counselors, find out if there are classes to help you learn more about that as well. So there are a lot of benefits to people that have those that program.
Okay, very good. We're going to talk about some of the educational opportunities in just a minute, but I want to hit some of the questions that have come in from our viewers. Linda is asking, what is the maximum income limit for most of the programs?
Depends on the program. There's some that it's based on the applicant, not necessarily the household income. So you can, I think there's a SETH program where they can make up like to $120,000 and still utilize the program. So it really depends on the income, the program that they're utilizing. So, there are some that for people that are in the 80 percentile and below, they can get more money in some areas and may qualify for some other additional benefits. But again, they're programs you know, for almost every household. It depends on, again, some only look at who's on the 1009, right? Who's only on that loan application, but then some will look at the whole household income. So you got to know the program and your buyer.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Another question here. Terry asked, who are the best lenders to use that are knowledgeable about these programs? Do you have a recommendation there? Or maybe if your client is shopping for a lender, what would you recommend to that client?
I would say find out more about your clients and find out about the programs. Then go to the program website because they have their lenders listed that have already that work the programs, that know them, that utilize them. Go to the programs and find out who the lenders are there, and then compare the list because again, every lender doesn't work every program, and so there may be 2 or 3 lenders on each one of those lists that are the same or in the same company, and so maybe start there because they know more about different available funds.
Okay, very good. Iris said, is a 65-year-old homeowner, can they be qualified for MCC credit if they refinance?
No, it has to be done at the purchase.
Okay.
So, and if they're 65, they don't want to necessarily refinance their home. They probably would want to look at a reverse purchase or a reverse mortgage at 65. So,
Okay, very good. Angela's asking, have you seen rates going up on the DPA programs?
yes, rates are going up on the DPA programs. But that's how they get additional funds put back into the program, right? Is their interest rate helps with that because a lot of these programs, they don't have to pay the money back, but that they have to have sources to refund those programs.
Okay, very good. Few other questions here. So you already mentioned the Texas Affordable Housing Specialist course as a great resource. Is there another, and then again, we also mentioned in Matrix, a down payment resource tool that is in there. Are there any other resources where people can get information on all these programs?
So the down payment resource is a great source that HAR has provided for us. If you're looking to get information as a whole, you can also go to on HAR's website. There's information that's listed about the different programs. You can go out there and read that information as well. You can go to Texas Realtors website and read up on information about the various programs. And then you can contact the different entities that offer them. They have individual classes. So the Texas Affordable Housing Specialist class is a full 2-day class, right? Full 12 hours of sitting in the classroom, learning and gathering data. But if you go to the individual sites, they have classes that they teach realtors about their specific program that may be an hour or two long. So, and also their webinars and things that they have on their websites as well.
Excellent. Felita's asking, and this we heard this earlier, but this is specific to first-time homebuyer programs. I'm hearing many first-time homebuyer programs have run out of money. Is that true?
That is not true. There's a lot of money, and all of these contacts were just with us at HAR's Texas Affordable Housing class on last month, saying that they have money. They're looking for buyers.
All right, excellent. We love to hear that. So let's talk a little bit more because there are a lot of educational opportunities coming up
Yes.
that HAR is offering in regard to fair housing and affordable housing. So can you tell us a little bit about what's coming up?
Sure. We've got the affordable housing webinars that we're offering every month, right? So, the solutions for home buyers overcoming the aging housing stock is going to be the next one that's coming up very soon. The down payment resource 101, what every HAR agent needs to know, that's coming up April 21st, I think it is.
Mhm.
The down payment resource connect best practices for HAR members is coming up, I think, around the 28th or so. The down payment resource explore DPAs and engage buyers. That particular webinar is coming up, I think it's around May 5th. And if my dates are incorrect, go out to the HAR website and find them because they're there. The information is on there. Real estate finance, advocating credit scores. We got that is coming up. Real estate finance, advocating credit scores. Texas Affordable Housing Specialist is, we've been talking about it, but we've got another class coming up. The VA loans, the Texas VA loans. There is a difference between a Texas VA loan and the regular VA loan. So learn about the TLBC, right? The Texas Land Board program for Texas veterans and for the VA. So your veterans have two different opportunities to purchase a home with products that are designed specifically for them. So we want to encourage the members to register. Go to HAR's website. And go to the education portion of that website and then register for the classes. So our down payment resource that classes, I'm sorry, the fair housing class that's coming up on the 21st, that's going to be free. And they're going to also be able to qualify for 2 hours of CE on that particular program. So want to encourage you to sign up for that one as well. Okay.
Yeah, very
I
good.
think, those are the ones that come to the top of my mind anyway for right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Linda was asking, are these classes CE accredited? I believe some are and some aren't, but it
Some
should
are and
tell
some are
you.
not.
Yeah.
Correct. So if they're the webinars that we offer every month, they're not CE approved. However, the information that you're going to receive from the webinars is so valuable that I wouldn't miss it, even if it's not, even if it doesn't qualify for CE credits, because it's gonna educate you so that you can better represent your clients. So even attend, even if it's not CE approved, is my recommendation.
Okay, excellent. Diane is asking, what is an easier way to find homes under the City of Houston down payment program? I would probably say the down payment resource in
Down payment
Matrix.
resource, yes, in Matrix is an easier way. The City of Houston has a couple of other programs that are coming up, so stay tuned to those. One is through the land grant program, where the city will maintain ownership of the land, but the person can purchase a home, and it's going to be for your low to moderate buyer. But these are opportunities that they're not going to be competing against investors and people that are in the higher income brackets as well. So stay tuned to that. Harris County also has another couple other programs where they've got some houses they're actually building. City of Houston's actually building some houses to help those who cannot compete against our higher income bracket clients and the investors to be able to own their own homes as well. So stay tuned. They're coming aboard, but they're working out kinks right now. So stay tuned to those.
Excellent. And if you're hearing about the down payment resource but haven't seen it yet, this was actually
Yeah.
just released in Matrix last
Yes.
week. So when you run a search on a property and you are looking at that listing, you'll see a little icon that has a dollar sign and a check mark on it. If you click that, it takes you to the down payment resource. So we have actually a quick video that we put together to show you how to use it. It's very easy to use. We can share that link in the comments as well. So Zelda, again, I truly appreciate your time this morning and you sharing all of this information. Our members that are watching are thanking you for this wonderful insight and information. Is there anything else that you'd like our members to know today?
Get in the know, right? Learn. Don't sit back and say there are no opportunities. Learn your craft. Get out there and educate yourself and help your clients. So often when people take my Texas Affordable Housing Specialist class, I start off by telling them by the end of the day, you're going to think about all the people that you could have helped get into a home, but you did not because you didn't know these programs existed or you believe the myths as opposed to educating yourself. And every time they leave the class thinking about not only clients that they could have helped, but how they could have helped themselves as well to better afford their homes that they've purchased. So get in the know and sign up for the classes and go out and help everyone. Don't allow your biases to keep you from helping people purchase a home.
Wonderful. Well, again, Zelda, thank you so much. I truly appreciate your time, your insight this morning. Next Monday, we will have Patrick Jankowski back on the program. He is the Senior VP of Research for the Greater Houston Partnership. He's going to talk about affordability, and he's going to be giving us his outlook for the remainder of 2022 and what we can expect as far as rising interest rates and unemployment rates and all of the everything else you can think of. So be sure to tune in next Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great week, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you, Christina. Bye bye.